guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Mr. Extra as always from Team Extra. So today, I did a tier list earlier this week about the meta decks in the format in the order that I think that they are doing right now with how they're affecting and warping the format. So I figure we'll do a post Indy YCS hand trap tier list for this format because there's my personal preference, there's been a lot of miscommunication about what's actually good and what is actually not this format. That, and sometimes don't believe what the random good player at your locals tells you compared to your actual testing for events. Alright, so we're going to get right into it. So, as you all know, tiers moved back into the format. We are turning it back into a graveyard format, aside from Rescue Ace still being the best deck. So, as you can see, I got the typical hand traps, and then I got like Orange Light, and then Phantasmal and Bistials, because in my opinion, Bistials are hand traps. They still stop stuff. They are special from hand. They do stuff. They're pretty good. So, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to talk about Bistials first. Now, Bistials right now in this format, and I actually forgot a hand trap on this, and I will mention this in it as we go. So, Bistials in this format, I would consider it top tier, and that's not even because I play Dragons, I play Bistial related decks, because Bistial engine is crazy. But we are back to a tier format, or rather a graveyard format, which Bistial trades really well with tier. It also trades really well with a couple other decks that have the pesky light and dark monsters they use to climb up to go into it. It's pretty good against Unchained at the right time. Granted, Unchained isn't the best deck. It does. If you're playing, it's really good against most stuff. But if you're playing Rescue Ace, you might as well just not use them, right? Rescue Ace is all fires for anyone who is, just now popping over to the channel and looking at this to see what like the current like hand traps that are being played are. But if they're playing anything outside of Rescue Ace, Bistials are very, very good hand trap. And if you think that they are not a hand trap, you should reevaluate your life. Whatever. So, Drone Lockbird. This card is crazy right now. There are a lot of decks that are searching. If you can mainboard this card, you should mainboard this card. Now, if you can't mainboard it, you should definitely put it in the top tier, or we should just consider top tier as like the side. So, these both are really good for siding, but if you have the space, you're going to most definitely want to main deck Droll. Droll doesn't do very much against tier, but it cooks any other deck in the format that does searching, which is most of them aside from like Rescue Ace, but Rescue Ace does searching a little bit too. But if you can main deck this card, you should main deck this card. If you cannot, side deck it. Outside of that, I don't know what to tell you. Alright, so let's go to the Orange Light. Orange Light is decent. Now, you have one of like 3 decks you could play this in. And if you're not playing one of these 3 decks, this card is bad. So, we're going to go over this. So, first deck that plays this. Madolche. Madolche can play this because they can search it and make it real easy to get it in their hand, and then there you go. And Orange Light is back to a 3. So if you're playing Madolche, this is your time, guys. It's a very good card. It'd be a main deck card if you're playing Madolche, Drytron, or Manadium. So, Drytron again. Hit and miss in the format so far. Gets cooked by Droll though, but hey, Orange Light's at 3. Might as well get the free while you can, guys. So, outside of those decks, don't play this unless you have some weird way to get into it and you're playing a bunch of fairies. But if you're playing Manadium, Drytron, or Madolche, right there. Outside of that, it's a decent to bad. We're gonna put it overall just decent because it tailors like 3 decks. Alright, so, Contact C. Contact C is okay. It's pretty decent, very situational. Is it like meta warping and everything? No. Does it like change the entire outcome of the match? Depends on what you're going against. I mean, I know it's really good against Pearly because Contact C is the one that throws itself on the field and becomes problematic because it makes your opponent have to get rid of it still. But hey, not too bad. And then Retaliating C, which I don't have on here, but I can talk about this because no one's using that right now. Retaliating C is basically just a Macrocosmos monster, special from hand. Okay, so let's get into the next stuff. So we have Ghost Bell. Ghost Bell right now I feel like is I would call it top tier, but I would also call it decent. We'll do the bold take. Contact C is just not enough. It's too easy to get rid of. People run link monsters. It's just too easy to get rid of. So Bell right now is decent. It's definitely better than Orange Light, but Bell only hits a couple matchups. For the rare people playing Copium, who are playing Kashtira, it still hits Birth, but we don't care about that. You're mainly going to be hitting their big welcome, or like their really tiny stuff. Maybe the big welcome, the shufflers, stuff like that. It doesn't do too much. I mean, for the Rescue Ace matchup, it's kind of good, but not really. But it checks the boxes for most of the other stuff that's in the meta, where it has some application, but it's not going to be like game altering, so to speak, guys. Now, I forgot to put DD Crow in here, but I'll go ahead and talk about DD Crow. DD Crow is 100% main deck. It hits almost every deck in the format right now, because if you're playing against Pearly, you can snipe Pearly spells out the graveyard. If you're playing against Vanadium, you can snipe the YCS, just like Bistals do. If you're playing against Rescue Ace, you can start sniping their spells out their graveyard, or like their back row, and keep the clock back. You'd want to get rid of the Preventer. You'd snipe the Preventer away, and snipe their Hydrant so they can't pull them back from grave. Let's see. It trades off really well against Tier, because, I mean, it's Tier. Tier has no way to shuffle back their own banish once their names go away. They're kind of just there. Overall, you can main deck this if you want to, but it is definitely preferred if you have the space for it. So next we're going to talk about Spooky Dogwood. Spooky Dog was bad. No one's playing this right now. I have not seen this in a deck list in months. The only way you're playing this is if you run into the situation where you go into time a lot at your big events, your regionals, your locals, your YCS, whatever. It's even then, it's not a very good time card. It's good for the beginning, but the problem is you go to fire it and they put out something 0/0 and they just pass. And this is like, we're talking like 30 seconds left on the clock. You're going to lose 4,000. You're going to lose a duel because of that Dogwood. I wouldn't even play that card. The card's bad. Alright, Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is definitely top tier. If you can main deck it, main deck it. Very crazy card right now. We're going to put it as a top tier. If you have the space, run it. If you don't, don't. But this is a very good card. It's very impactful. It's just impermanent home. I say at home because it's main phase only during opponent's turn, but still very, very good card. So, let's go over Mourner, Ghostlit Chill. No, Moonlit Chill. Moonlit Chill, guys. So, Moonlit Chill is decent right now. Not really favorable. It's alright. But, I mean, mainly it's just if you're going to run Mourner, I mean, you might as well run Effect Veiler. But Mourner requires him to special summon a monster. Effect Veiler does not. So use that information with what you want. Plus, you can use multiple Effect Veilers in the same turn, but not Mourners. So, Ash Blossom. Main deck worthy. It stops everything. It works on everything. I don't care. For a tier, they go with Guido, or they go Kelbeck. You can Ash it to stop the Mill 5, which that really hurts them. For Rescue Ace, if they go Emergency, if you Ash that, it'll blow out their turn most of the time. I'm not even going to cap about that. If you're playing against like Branded, I mean, Ashing Branded Fusion is pretty good. You know, the usual stuff. If you're playing against Pearly, Ashing My Friend Pearly is also pretty good. But yeah. So, Phantasmal Phantasme. Decent card. This card only came in the format for Unchained. Unchained is currently slowly walking out of the format. So, honestly, if you guys got a couple nice copies of Phantasme, it's probably gonna end up going back to the binder, because I actually don't think that it is even doing enough. It's not even decent. People was only playing this for Unchained, so to speak. Just, I don't know. Not very good in my eyes right now. Shifter. If you can play it, play it. If you play a deck that can play it, you better play it. We are graveyard format now. We went from Banish format to graveyard format. It's disgusting, I know. And then if you, like I said, if you can play it, play it. Like, it's super punishing right now. You might as well, right? But Shifter is probably easily still the most impactful one right now, outside of, like, the Droll. Well, no, Shifter's probably still the most. Gamma. Gamma's bad right now. You guys know that's self-explanatory. 1 Gamma makes Gamma impossible to play, and if you're playing Dragon Link package, or if you're playing D-Link and you're playing the Red Eyes Meteor package, it's not worth it anymore, guys. I literally took it out because you can brick on that stuff. I promise you can. Imperm is crazy. Imperm is easily probably the second best hand trap in this entire list, next to that Shifter. And if we didn't count Shifter, then it would be Droll. But Imperm's crazy, wild, negates from hand, set on field, Imperm column, all crazy stuff. It's self-explanatory. Ghost Ogre right now. Ghost Ogre's bad. It's bad or not enough. We'll do the bold take and say it is not enough. It checks some of the boxes, but let's be honest here. I haven't seen someone Ghost Ogre someone else in forever, let alone just on stream or just in person or anything. Even at the YCS. I didn't see a whole lot of that being played. And I'm not even talking about just my matches. I'm talking about I walk around and look. Like to showcase, like to browse. That being said, that is all I got for you guys. Expect a tier list for board breakers either today or tomorrow. If I missed anything here that I didn't already cover, which, like I said, I missed DD Crow, but I still talked about it. DD Crow's crazy right now. But like, comment, subscribe. If you feel like I should add more to this list outside of what I already said I forgot, leave a like or comment down below. Let us know. We love feedback over here at Team Extra. And thanks for watching.